And thanks for joining us. New at 4, we're breaking down two new Arkansas laws that are expected to reshape the state's alcohol industry. Thanks for joining us. I'm Darren Bobb. 5 News reporter Rachel Williams joining us now. And Rachel, these two laws expected to help most businesses.
Yeah, it's expected to, but some people have mixed emotions. Senate Bill 97 increases the number of liquor license one person or corporation can have from 1 to 3, while Senate Bill 98 allows grocery and convenience stores to deliver alcohol to wet counties. Right now, only liquor stores are allowed to deliver, so this new law is going to let third-party companies like DoorDash deliver alcohol in the same way. Bill sponsor for the Senate bill concerning licenses, Bart Hester, says the new law doesn't create any new liquor license. The catch is that you can only have a maximum of 1 per county, and these additional licenses must be in counties with over 200,000 people. Arkansas only has 3 counties that meet that requirement, and those counties are Benton, Washington, and Pulaski.
What we're trying to prevent is maybe a large conglomerate from coming in and pushing out all the other businesses in the state. So what this does is it's a slow change, it's a small change. And I think that's what most of the liquor stores were concerned about. Any changes you make are coming in, really they're in the favor of the free market from a position that has not been a free market product.
Tonight at 6, a local liquor store owner shares his feelings about these new laws and how they may benefit or hurt their business. Rachel Williams, 5 News.
Another pretty nice day. We do have a cold front moving through the area right now. Northwest Arkansas in the mid to upper 60s. Meanwhile, those in the River Valley, we're sitting in the 70s for the most part. Feeling pretty good out there. A little bit of sunshine mixing in with cloud cover at times. That's expected to continue to be the case most of this evening. Now, as those temperatures fall, we do expect to drop into the 40s overnight tonight. Mostly cloudy skies most of the evening. Those clouds are going to be thinning out, however, early tomorrow morning, which sets us up for another really sunny day come tomorrow. With those temperatures dropping behind that front, winds out of the northwest 5 to 15 miles per hour. That's likely going to result in temperatures being, while a little bit cooler tomorrow, still comfortable, certainly by late February standards. We'll quickly warm things back up by Friday, but as we look ahead into next week, there's at least a couple of opportunities for rain. And one of those opportunities comes with a chance of storms as well. The very latest forecast here in just a few.
All right, Scott, thanks. New at 4, a man will stay behind bars after prosecutors alleged he beat his girlfriend in Bentonville, then killed her in Mexico. Johan Lopez is facing multiple charges stemming from an incident back in July. Police say he was arrested for domestic battery involving his girlfriend, Nathalie Corona. According to court documents, Lopez did not show up for his arraignment in August of last year. Police say they learned that Lopez, Corona, and their child went to Mexico. However, only Lopez and his child returned. According to court documents, authorities in Mexico found Corona's body in September.
We're going to be reviewing the case file to determine what charges we'll be able to dock here in Arkansas. Once we know exactly what we can and can't do in Arkansas, we'll start from there, file our case here, and continue to work on prosecution. At this point, he's not been seen by a jury or a judge, and no guilty determination has been made, so he's presumed innocent.
State of Sonora authorities in Mexico are requesting assistance now from the U.S. The Trump administration has already laid off a lot of federal workers who were within their first year of employment. Now they're taking steps to begin cuts to employees who have more tenure. As Erica Brown reports, the president himself is questioning whether many on the payroll even exist.
Had tremendous success.
President Trump says more government workers will soon be fired.
We're cutting down the size of government. We have to. We're bloated. We're sloppy. We have a lot of people that aren't doing their job. We have a lot of people that don't exist.
The announcement came as he held the first cabinet meeting of his second term. The government agency heads received a memo today instructing them to submit reorganization plans by March 13th that include large-scale reductions in force.
Elon Musk spoke at length during the cabinet meeting addressing the Department of Government Efficiency's coordination with agencies to make the job cuts.
We wish to keep everyone who is doing a job that is essential and doing that job well. But if the job is not essential or they're not doing the job well, they obviously should not be on the public payroll.
The president defended Musk's email to federal workers demanding they list 5 recent accomplishments or risk losing their jobs.
Those million people that haven't responded, though, Elon, they are on the bubble. You know, I wouldn't say that we're thrilled about it. You know, they haven't responded. Now, maybe they don't exist. Maybe we're paying people that don't exist.
And he said because so many employees did not respond, Musk could send another round of emails requesting accomplishments soon. Erica Brown, CBS News, the White House.
President said some agencies will have their own version of DOGE, which could carry out even more cuts, with the Environmental Protection Agency possibly cutting as much as 65% of its staff. U.S. House Republicans narrowly passing a framework for a new budget. Lawmakers adopted a budget resolution that proposes raising the debt ceiling by $4 trillion to go with a $4.5 trillion tax cut and at least a $2 trillion cut in spending. Those cuts could impact Medicaid, nutritional assistance, and veterans benefits. House and Senate Republicans will now have to come together and agree on a budget plan to get something to the president's desk. An outpouring of grief today in Israel, where a mother of 2 young sons were laid to rest more than a year after video of their abduction made them a symbol of the October 7th Hamas terror attack. Husband and father Yarden Bibas, who was also taken hostage but released, delivered an emotional eulogy. He said he wished he could have protected his wife Shiri and their 2 children. They were killed in captivity, and Hamas returned their bodies last week as part of a hostage ceasefire deal. Thousands of Israelis lined the roads for the funeral procession, many holding Israeli flags and orange balloons. That's a symbol of the boy's striking hair color. Mourners also filled Hostage Square in Tel Aviv.
We were all hoping that they would come back home, and they kind of represent all the families, the very young families who were slaughtered on that day.
The Bibas funeral comes the same day Hamas said it will return the bodies of 4 Israeli hostages in exchange for the release of hundreds of Palestinian prisoners. Pope Francis spending his 13th day in a Rome hospital. In an update today, the Vatican says he's showing a slight turn for the better. Chris Livesay is in the Italian capital with the latest on his condition.
Well, the Vatican has just given a health update on Pope Francis, and they're saying the pontiff is showing signs of improvement. Slight, but there are indeed signs of improvement. Starting with that slight kidney failure that they mentioned, it has been resolved. Also, a chest CT scan performed yesterday showing normal evolution of the pulmonary inflammation. So it's not getting any worse, which is a good sign. Today's blood test confirmed yesterday's improvement. The Holy Father continues high-flow oxygen therapy, but no more asthma attacks like the one that we saw on Saturday that gave everybody that huge scare. And although he's recording a slight improvement, the prognosis remains guarded. That means doctors still can't determine whether or not the Pope is going to get better or worse, taking into consideration that he still has double pneumonia. And remember, he only has 1.5 lungs because he had part of a lung removed as a young man when he was sick at the time. And he also is still resting. He's able to get up. He's able to eat on his own without any assistance. So some signs of improvement there, but he is not out of the woods. His health team continues to stress he is not out of danger. Chris Livesay, CBS News, Rome.
There is growing concern about a measles outbreak in Texas, where there is now 1 death and as many as 124 cases. It's the largest outbreak of this highly contagious disease the state has seen in 30 years. Public health leaders say it started in a close-knit, under-vaccinated Mennonite community. Respiratory virus can survive in the air for up to 2 hours. Up to 9 out of 10 people susceptible will get it if exposed, that according to the CDC. More than 13% of school-age students in the county filed for vaccine exemptions in 2023. That's up from a decade before.
When you do not get the vaccine, that is when you have the risk of hospitalization and death.
Doctors say measles first shows up as a fever and cough, runny nose, red, watery eyes, then tiny white spots inside the mouth, and then that telltale rash.
The organizations are here to help other people, to empower them, to provide the leadership skills so that they can be successful, so that they can make a difference within their individual communities.
This Black History Month, we're taking a closer look at the local impact of the Divine Nine. It's a group of historically black fraternities and sororities. Rachel Williams and Kayla Davis will show you how they're making a big difference in our communities. That story only on 5 News tonight at 10.